Krásný dobrý den ve spolek, vítejte u 15. dílu Zaklínač o víně a krvi. Pojďme na to. Tak já si samozřejmě úplně přesně pamatuju, kde jsme skončili. Ta vypadá na hlavní úkol. No když už tady vidím toho kováře, nebo co to je, tak si tady necháme opravit. Nejspí tady. Hej, to už jsme viděli, to přeskočím. Blablabla, blablabla. Nepotřebujeme opravit, výborně. Já jsem si nebyla jistá z minula. Jo. Ale hromý blesky. Ty jsi mi záhadná postava. Žena v kápi. No dovol. Jako viděli jste to, tak ona do mě narazila a pak dělala jak kdyby za to mohl Geralt. No, tak to ne, slečno. Nebo dámo, nebo co to seš zač.
Late. Now, why does that not surprise me?
Moment, my jsme tam měli být v nějaký konkrétní čas? Aha.
Oh, Geralt. I should have ordered you escorted to the palace, handed over to my tailor. What is that you're wearing?
Easy. Got something appropriate.
Šaty.
Just haven't had time to change.
Very well. Let's see it.
No to ne.
You like?
Well. A witcher in a robe. I last saw attire like this years ago in Redania.
Inappropriate for this evening? Not a good fit?
It's a wonderful fit, but you're sure to stand out. No one wears such things around here. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but just one other detail.
Umělec v rozkvětu.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
No doufám, že si pamatuješ, kam si dal.
How do we find the Cintry? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him.
Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Ale divadlo, s tím máme zkušenosti, viď, Geralte?
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of
Tak co bude
artistry.
tam Marigold?
The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Ballant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
No, jak kteří, Divadelníci
Residence
většinou, jo.
belongs to none of them. They are guests here.
Aha, tím se
Oriana,
mnohé
she
vysvětluje.
owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Oriana.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask.
It would be
Tak ta je
pointless.
tady doma.
All would know her anyway.
Kaveri orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintry.
No a pozor. Pozor. Hej, pojďme. Nepovinné zúčastnit se zábavy na večírku. Já si to nepamatuju. Zdálo se, že se věci konečně posunuly kupředu a že Zaklínač konečně stane tváří v tvář tomu, kdo až dosud Geraltovu sevření unikal jako kluský had. Cintránec se měl objevit na večírku Mandragory, výběrového spolku, jenž sdružoval všemožné umělce, kteří o sobě měli velmi vysoké smýšlení. Podle mého soudu se jednalo o hrstku jedinců, kterým příroda odepřela jakékoliv význačné nadání. Proto se rozhodli, že nebudou vytvářet lepší a zajímavější díla, ale že místo toho budou vňukat do uší bohatých mecenášů. Což je postup, pro který jsem nikdy neměl víc než slova naprostého pohrdání. Ale zpět k Cintránci. Geralta a Anna Henrietta se rozhodli, že se večírku zúčastní a tohoto ničemného všiváka najdou. Do prčic, dozvím se já někde. Proč my ho vlastně jako hledáme? No, nevím. Tyjo, já si to fakt ale jako nevybavuju. Ach jo. Ale já když už jsme na večírku, tak budem křepčít, ne? Tak, co to tady máte?
Be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs. Cast them at the canvas.
Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative
OK.
touch and verdant as a field of vines. To vines! I got it! It's the solid
No,
It's not a landscape.
to je umění teda.
It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Dobrý, no tak...
Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different.
No tak asi dobrý, tak jsme se pobavili, dobře. Hele, žrádlo, ale ty jsi dobře. Tak. Ale na
Do not
hodinky.
disturb. Shoo!
Já ti dám nemůžu se
It's the
dívat.
right flower.
Ježíš, pardon.
Of course it is. A Kaveri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Hele, to je fakt, ona má sice nějakou tu orchidei jako za uchem a my víme, jakou to má mít barvu, ta kytka.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me.
No, evidentně.
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learnt I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Ale, kněžna se nezdá.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Cintry and Noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintry and Noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the noble.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
No super.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Sorry. Ježíšmarja. Já jsem si až teďka všimla toho, že tam máme vrhat tady ty... Oni tomu říkají petardy, mně to moc nepřijde jako petarda. No, tak 4... 5... No a mohl bys jako ty barvičky třeba trochu střídat?
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Je. Prosím tě, co děláš, Geralte?
We should walk past the tables. Perhaps they're still there.
Jak nemůžeš útočit? Aha.
It's obvious.
No, hele, ano, Henrietto, mohla bys laskavě uhnout. Hej, chlape, došly ti barvíčky. Prosím tě, pojď sem. Ano, Henrietto, já potřebuji, abys odešla.
Let's walk by the refreshments.
Prosím tě, přeskoč to. A ty tohle nemůžeš vzít, jo. Hele, umělče. Jo, a Geralt evidentně má nějaký v zásobě. Ale já jako nevím. Mně tady tohle to nejde vzít, jo. Aha, tak pozor. Tak pardon. Asi v sobě nemám potřebného uměleckého ducha. No, říkám, že ti došly barvíčky.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual
Duchovní dvojakost.
and evil and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
A to si jako poznal podle cákanců na zdi, jo. No, já tady to moderní umění jako nikdy nechápala. Fakt nechápu, jak někdo může namalovat na plátno. My se úplně nechceme koupat. na plátno čtverec a vydražit to já nevím za kolik milionů, jako. To fakt jde nad moje chápání.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it
Tak
once.
si pořídil novou, no to není zase taková záhada. Hele, tady bude hromada žrádla. Milostný dopis.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look,
Lauro, ach má nejdražší lásko, ach ty osamělý sluneční paprsku na klenbě mého života, budu k tobě mluvit přímo od srdce. Ježišmarja, to takhle nemůžu číst. Již týdny tvým směrem vrhám nesmělé pohledy v tajné naději, že hluboko ve své hrudi si budu moct hýčkat myšlenku, že ke mně snad cítíš jen špetičku přízně, kterou cítím já k tobě. Čekal jsem dlouho, sbíral jsem odvahu svěřit se ti se svými city. Jistě bych ještě čekal, kdyby se dnes večer nebývala ukázala na večírku ve společnosti onoho záletného rozhazovačného žvásty píšícího vepře jménem Alphonse de Rezide. Když jsem viděl, jak se k tobě to vyzáblé lejno lísá, i hned jsem věděl, že musím konat. Kopil jsem se té nejlepší zbraně, kterou mám, svého pera a vzletné výřečnosti a začal ti psát tento dopis. Odpusti, že je psán na ubrousku, neb jsem zrovna po ruce neměl nic hodnějšího. O, ty nejúžasnější z žen, nevěř ní slovu z toho, co ti šeptá do ouška. Je slízký jako zmije a dvakrát tak jedovatý. Odmítni jeho návrhy a dovol mi kráčet s tebou ruku v ruce, krmit tě hrozny a společně s tebou vyzařovat štěstí až do samotných nebes. Navždy tvůj Fabián.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life. Trickly refuse.
No a kde je tady prosím nás ta zábava?
No, perhaps yes. No, I don't know.
Greetings.
Ty jo, vepřové ve vlastní šťávě.
empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
Ale
Looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintry, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
no super, tak jo. Jsem se tady chtěla teda jako ještě porozhlídnout, ale... No, tak to tady si ještě si to tady rýbá. Vykradem, ne, my nejkradem, my si to půjčujeme přece. No hlavně jídlo nás zajímá, Geralte, vína máme plné 2 sklípky, si myslím, jako. A tady bylo něco červeného zde.
The fist tag. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
No jo, umělci, co dodat.
True talent paints like the great wine.
A evidentně, kdykoliv sledujeme jakoukoliv pachovou stopu, tak prostě nemůže být rovně.
Where are you skittering?
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Are they even?
Co ty tady? Ty si čachtáš nohy tady v rybníčku nebo v kašně, nebo co to je? Tak musíš mít dost. Ale, dvířka. Osobní strážce. Kněžno, ty jsi do mě drca se chtěla uložit ještě předtím.
Come, we must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
To doufám.
Looking for Cecilia Belland. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
To bude náš
Must
člověk.
be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Upstairs.
Moment, kam nahoru? Jo. Ještě, že je Geralt tak štíhlej, že si prosmíknul. No tak se uložíme teda. Jsem v pokušení otevřít. Aha, tak neotevřem. Tak je mi pokušení, tak nějak jako... Myslím tě, nezhasínej to. Otvor. Ťuk. Ty ano, Henry, to nemáš čekat dole.
That must be Cecilia.
Aha.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
Nebo tek oknem.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Cože... Co když je to upířísko? Tomu se asi těžko ubráníš. No i když proč by upířísko podřezávalo mrtvolu, že? To by jí hryznula.
Went out on the balcony.
No. A tohle má být převlíkárna, jo? No, teda nevím, od kdy jsou v převlíkárně postele. No, nic zajímavého. Prosím tě, zkoumej mrtvolu.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony.
Tak to už víme, to není žádná novínka.
Bloody handprint. It's his.
Jak jsi to poznal?
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too. Must have climbed this ladder.
Jak je žebřík? Jo, tady. Šišmarja.
Good stunting knife. Need to stay alerted. Used during the fight, probably.
Prosím tě, jaký nůž, zase mohl bys... Teďka, prosím tě. Tak jo, přehlídli jsme něco. Teda já, protože Geralt evidentně ne.
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
Prosím tě, kde tady vidíš rozbitý zrcadlo? Leda bys viděl něco, co je vevnitř. Aha, no jistě.
Smashed
No.
mirror.
Tyjo, Geralt je
Crashed into
fakt
it
dobrý.
hard, then sank to the floor.
Vidí i skrze zdí. Teda evidentně spíš jak se mu to hodí, no. Hele, a tady si oproti tomu uděláme světla více, abychom lépe viděli.
Bloodstains.
No. Jsem odhadla a i když si neklečel teda.
Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably.
Cenný klenot. Vezmi cenný klenot a prosím tě.
Fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace. Seems there was a struggle.
A ty si na sebe nemůžeš dát kven, jo. Tak nic, tak si tam dej igny. Jo, toto už jsme viděli. Ale okénko. Tak tam půjdeme jako poslední. Tam má evidentně zdrhnu. No a z toho vyplývá co, prosím tě? Nevím, co si mi tím snažíš naznačit. Na obráz. Proč na obráz? A kdo to je na tom obraze? Je to nějaký nepodepsaný. To asi nezjistíme, kdo to je na tom obraze. Locked.
No key in sight.
Zdobný lovecký nůž.
Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
Takže chtěl něco konkrétního. No básně. Já nechci číst básně. Tak, svícen. Zkoumej. Mohl bys to...
Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out, fall out.
Tak výhlední jsou kénkany.
Jewel was in the box, it seems. Cintry tried to steal it, but someone got in his way.
Aha. Já myslel, že tím oknem
They
uplách.
fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window.
Vyletěl z okna.
Fall had to have killed them.
Aha, nebo to byl to
Jewel's still here,
upířisko.
though, so our Cintry must have been the flyer.
Aha. Říkám, podívej se dolů.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Jup.
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centrians killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Geralt, ještě ses nepodíval z toho okna dolů.
Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer.
I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything in full detail.
Jak jako vše? Ty něco víš? A mohl by si konečně už někdo podívat z toho okna dolů? Hej, ono je po zábavě.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my
Tak to
possessions.
jsem trochu odbila,
What did
tu
you do?
zábavu teda.
Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He...
Fell out of the window.
Takže to byl tvůj pokoj. Tam, kde jsme byli před chvílou.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you.
A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a
Ona
blade.
je totiž upír. Spoiler. Teda myslím.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes, he stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it many years ago from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
Jsem říkala, že jde po něčem konkrétním. Ale na co to chce? Tyjo, nějakou nechci říct cetku, ale
The heart of Toussaint. Representation.
to musí být nějaký kouzelný.
Cintry must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
No je taková divná, no.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on.
Ale.
Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
No to si myslím už dlouho.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
A proč ji vyhnali? No každopádně, jako teďka mě před chvílou, než teda tady zaznělo to s tou sestrou, tak mě napadlo, že buď to zatím stojí jeden jediný člověk, anebo je to nějaký organizovaný zločin. Tak vzhledem k tomu, že tady slečna Anna Henrietta tak vybalila nějakou jako vyhnanou sestru, tak si myslím, že zatím bude ona teda.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true?
Jo,
Can an individual be
ježišmarja.
evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Ty
Could be the
kokos.
case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day.
Že sestřička tak trochu magor.
In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Mě by zajímalo, jestli je starší nebo mladší, poněvadž jestli je starší, tak to je jasný, že je švíhlá a cvok.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen. Or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
To jo, ale jako, že by nějaká cvokla příbuzná jako vydírala upíra. Že by jí to ten upír jako sežral, že by se od ní nechal vydírat, to je nějaký divný. No ale jo.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
No, jestli to není blbý nápad náhodou.
Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise!
Ale.
I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlef
Ale.
van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witch's Hunt.
Tak se znovu setkáváme.
Yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages.
Já jsem to říkala.
Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
No.
Seem surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Proč?
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
Vidí
I
Detlafe.
wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
No.
My word. Well, what might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
A třeba za to, že jsme se porvali. To je neomlouvá.
It's no excuse. There's always a way out, another solution. Seeking help, for instance.
These other solutions often come too late.
You're well aware there are men and witches who have done worse in defense of their loved ones. Am I right, Geralt?
If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Ej, Geralt, ty tam chceš nechat Anu Henrietu se 2 upírama, jako jo. Mě by zajímalo, jestli to ty Aně Henrietě jako dochází, že tam vlastně jsou najednou 3 upíři.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
No jo.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long.
But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got a way with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Dík, no.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Oni se
Contrary
znají.
to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this 2nd bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out? You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
No to je, a v čem ti prosím tě jako osvěžil vzpomínky, to by mě zajímalo.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
No jednou
Not
jsme se
much,
potkali.
But I have a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
No dovol.
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix's mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
No já nevím. Možná to nepřežiju, jako jsi si toho vědomá, jo? No to je, ta nástěnná malba tak byla daleko větší umění, než co to tam Geralt naházel za balónky s barvou. I no.
Kiss a dog's ass.
Bezva. Tak Geralt má meče. Tak si na sebe ještě, ale jak si nahodíme svoje věci. No, tak jo, tak dobrý. No hele, uložíme se. No. Každopádně, tak to zase prostřídáme. A dáme si nějaký vedlejší úkol. To je ten šambelán. No, tak jo. Kde to je? Jo, to je vlastně všude možně, že? No? Tak to se pořádně projedem. Tak to půjdeme aspoň takto. A přemístíme se někam semka. Na tomto místě končíme. Mějte se báječně, ahoj.